Hello, television family. Good to see you again. It's Tuesday, the 9th day of June. I actually had to look at my notes to find out what day of the week it was. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, although if you look behind me from our PTZ camera on top of Wenatchee Heights, maybe we can change the name of the show to Wake Up Hoquiam or Wake Up Aberdeen. It's overcast. It's cool. We had light rain beginning about 4:30 or so yesterday afternoon, and then it rained lightly overnight. Still some light drizzle, but we're going to change out the cool, cloudy, rainy weather for lots of wind this afternoon. This is going to be a very schizophrenic day. Cloudy and rainy this morning, and then it switches over to sunny and windy this afternoon. Windy tonight, windy Wednesday by midday, late in the day tomorrow. The low that is moving pretty slowly will begin to exit the area. We'll have one more little bit of wind event Wednesday night. Then we set up for just really nice, if a little on the warm side, for the weekend. Forecast details are coming up. There's a lot of news to get to. It's a busy day in the newsroom. I know that's where my office is. We'll get to that. Sports, Mariners won for the 10th time in 13 games. They took it to the Orioles. Baltimore isn't real good. Josh Naylor and Randy Arozarena were the heroes there. We'll have that in sports. Apple Sox go back to work tonight. They take on Springfield, a team in the Southern Division. Apple Sox are leading the North. We'll have that. And two pretty cool little segments for you in the back half of the program. Doug Jones, if you saw this show last week, and you did, and if you didn't, what's the matter with you? I did an interview with Doug Jones, the executive director of RiverCom. We went out to what will eventually be their new headquarters, and we talked about that. And then we were smart enough to keep rolling the cameras, and we got a tour of what's going to go where in their new headquarters out there in Old Station. And when I say we were smart enough, Levi was smart enough to keep rolling tape. And then Jeff Austenson's speech from Friday night at the Wenatchee High School commencement exercises. Jeff was named the Distinguished Alumnus on merit, I might add, and his speech touched me a little bit. It's an excellent speech. Usually it's like, I'm going to give you guys advice as you go out and tackle the world to the high school seniors, but his advice and his speech was poignant, to say the least. I thought maybe you'd like that, and I'm going to play that for you in the back half of the program. Let's see what we're looking like today. Well, we're looking cloudy and foggy as we make the transition. We only hit 69 yesterday, our normal high 76, so it was kind of cool, and we're off to a cool start. It's 52 right now, and again, almost everybody in our viewing area is reporting some light rain. That includes up in the Chelan area. That's good news for the firefighters fighting the fire up on Chelan Butte. Rain is a good thing for wildland firefighters. Arundel Rock chimes in. Hello to Lake Aniat. Hello to Turtle Rock. Mission Ridge in the background. Look at the low clouds and the fog hanging right over the Wenatchee Valley, and that's a cool view. We have to use the Arundel Rock camera every once in a while when we have clouds and fog because it's low, because as you look at the Hay Canyon camera, you can see the clouds and the fog rolling through. This system is very slow moving, by the way, which is why we're still going to see some scattered showers this morning. But then once the cold front passes through, it's going to get very windy. And I don't know if the Tumwater Canyon camera has been cleared out yet. Kinda. About 10 minutes ago, we were going through the cameras for today's show. You couldn't see anything. You could see a couple of trees, and that was about it. So down there is Leavenworth. It feels very April-ish, doesn't it? Even though it's the 9th day of June. A couple of visual elements to show for you from the National Weather Service. I mentioned it is going to be quite windy. Surface winds pretty strong later on today, and it'll start picking up in intensity about 9 or so. The strongest winds, by the way, today, sustained winds, will be between about 4 o'clock and sunset. In fact, we have a timeline to show for it. The timestamp is in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. This took us overnight when we didn't have any rain at all, but didn't have any wind at all, but here's the wind system coming through. To the south of us, Ellensburg, Yakima, Tri-Cities, they actually have a wind advisory. It's not going to be strong enough here in the valley to justify that, but near the Cascade Valleys, that's where, of course, where the wind has a chance to get narrowed and pushes itself through little canyons and stuff like that and picks up in intensity. So that's the timeline for the wind, which is later on today. We're not quite done with the rain yet because the system is kind of taking it's sweet time. By the way, officially we got 0.12 inches of rain up till midnight yesterday, and I think we've gotten a little bit more than that in the overnight hours. From Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, it's where comfort, care, and community come together. Rain this morning till about 10 a.m., clouds this morning till about 10, 11 a.m., and then gradually the clouds depart, replaced by the wind. 10 degrees below normal for our afternoon high. It will be cool. We won't need the AC today. And then the wind will be picking up this afternoon and definitely into the evening hours. Sustained winds about 20 miles an hour, gusts pushing 40 later on today and tonight. The winds aren't going to die down until after midnight. So even though the sun doesn't go down until about 9 p.m., it's still going to be windy into the early evening hours tonight. Sunshine and cool on Wednesday, and again windy. Not as windy as today, but plenty of wind for everybody. The wind will eventually die down Wednesday night as the system begins to exit the area, and then a ridge of high pressure is going to come in off the coast of the Pacific Ocean and give us sunshine Thursday, and here comes a warming trend. Long days, high pressure, the tilt of the earth, all that stuff means we are going to start warming up to 84 on Friday, 88 on Saturday. I'm smelling the swimming pool. 91 Sunday, 94 Monday. Yeah, okay, well, we're not at summer yet, but we're close. Going to take a break and come back with your headlines on this Tuesday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
At Colonial Vista Senior Living, we believe life is meant to be lived fully. Our wellness programs inspire residents to stay strong, flexible, and confident every day. Here, curiosity is encouraged, friendships are nurtured, and every activity is an opportunity to connect, create, and enjoy life together. We invite you to experience the lifestyle at Colonial Vista Senior Living for yourself and discover why so many call our community home.
Quite a bit of clouds, some fog out there, some light rain, 52 degrees. All of this comes to an end by about noon, and then here comes the sun and here comes the wind. Very strong winds this afternoon, overnight tonight through Wednesday, and then starting on Thursday, we're setting up for some sunny and, well, just hot weather by the time we get to the weekend. One person was injured in a rather dramatic two-vehicle crash. This happened yesterday afternoon, not far from our studios, right down the road at the intersection of Kittitas and Chelan. Wenatchee police say it happened at about 2:45 yesterday afternoon when a BMW sedan collided with a Subaru Outback. It flipped the Subaru onto its roof and left the driver suspended upside down inside. Rescuers were able to extract the motorist from the car, transported the motorist to Confluence Health Hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. No word yet on the cause of that crash or if charges are pending. A Wenatchee man is in jail in Oregon after allegedly abducting his partner and forcing her to travel with him to the state capital of Salem. 42-year-old Michael Anthony Nobby allegedly kidnapped the 41-year-old victim and assaulted her multiple times during the drive across state lines. The Salem Police Department says once they reached the city, the woman ran inside a convenience store and asked for help. Nobby was arrested on suspicion of second-degree assault and first-degree kidnapping. He's now being held at the Marion County Jail in Salem. Police say the woman was taken to a Salem hospital for treatment of severe injuries. Well, the Chelan County government is now on day 17. Without its network, without phones, without online systems, it's been down since an attack on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. The county still does not have a timeline as to when its systems will be back online. The attack has been reported to federal law enforcement. Meanwhile, the public is being referred to Chelan County's Facebook page to learn how to interact with its offices. All county services except the sheriff's office remains open for in-person business. That includes Omi Gardens, the County Expo Center, and the Dryden Transfer Station. Sean Smith, chairman of the board of the commissioners, says the county's phone and email systems may be the last things to come back online, but again, they have no timetable yet. An orcharding concern that's deeply woven into Okanagan County's history announced Friday it would sell its business to a Chelan fruit company. Gebers Farms planted its first orchard back in 1910. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last week. The family-owned tree fruit company produces apples, cherries, and pears on 13,500 acres stretching across Okanagan County. In its bankruptcy filing, Gebers said it held up to $50 million in assets, but was facing between $100 million and $500 million in liabilities. One day after the bankruptcy declaration, Legendary Fruit Company of Chelan announced it has contracted with Gebers to acquire its business assets through a court-supervised sale process. No sales price has been disclosed. Legendary says the acquisition would allow it to scale up production to about 12 million boxes of apples and 4.5 million boxes of cherries each year. The Gebers family business, headed by Cass Gebers, continues to operate sizable ranching and timber companies in Okanagan County, as well as the Gamble Sands Golf Resort outside of Brewster. Douglas County announced on Monday its workers successfully cleaned up an illegal tire dump. A big one, 900 tires, give or take a couple. The tire dump was reported on Road 2 Northwest, that's just off of Pine Canyon and Highway 2. It was reported sometime in May. 3 county solid waste employees, 2 road crew members, and 2 temporary staff members removed 896 illegally dumped tires. All were properly recycled or disposed of at facilities, including the Zachar Processing Center in East Wenatchee. People who may want to report having found similar dump locations can do so by contacting your local county government. An O'Reilly Auto Parts store could be coming to Cashmere. The Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority has approved re-entering a purchase and sale agreement with a retail developer for property in the Cashmere Mill District. The move comes after a proposed Dollar General store at that site fell through earlier this year and faced opposition from some residents in Cashmere. Port officials say there is no formal agreement with O'Reilly yet, but the developer believes the site has potential and wants to formally present it to the retailer. The proposed site is north of Sunset Highway on nearly 2 acres of port-owned property. And the Wenatchee School District is inviting the community to attend its next 2 school board meetings. Well, they can always go, but these are special board meetings. The board's going to decide whether to place a capital bond measure on the November ballot. On Wednesday, architects from Integris Architecture will present preliminary floor plan designs for a modernized Wenatchee High School. And then on June 23rd, the board will take action on whether to place a $373 million bond measure before voters on the November 3rd ballot. District officials say that if the bond is approved, it would help fund renovations to portions of the existing high school and the construction of new classrooms. Additionally, the district also plans to retrofit the HVAC systems in several elementary schools and all 3 of their middle schools. That is the news. At 1:15, we will be doing the news again tonight at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock. But a friendly programming reminder, 7 o'clock tonight, we will be live at the Town Toyota Center for the 3rd and final commencement exercise that we'll be televising. Westside High School. As your commencement exercises tonight, we will carry it for you commercial-free beginning at 7 o'clock tonight. So the news will be on at 5 and then again at 5:30 and then again, it's on a lot. You can't miss it. It's also on YouTube, so you can watch it whenever the heck you want to. And if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners are on a 10-game road trip, 10 games in 10 days. They're in Baltimore. Did pretty good yesterday. I'll prove it to you in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
The NCW Life channel is proud to bring you live coverage of the 2026 commencement exercises for Westside High School on Tuesday, June 9th. The ceremonies at the Town Toyota Center will begin at 7 p.m. Our live broadcast is made possible by our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. The broadcast is also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Caldwell Banker Cascade, and Together for Youth. Congratulations to the Westside High School class of 2026.
Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for spring and summer of 2026. Book now for your free consultation to lock in your savings of a free heat pump, an $11,000 value. Let the experts at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your backyard into a vacation paradise with an industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa. Give us a call today.
18 minutes after the hour, Randy Arozarena, 3 hits. Josh Naylor, a grand slam. That recipe adds up to a victory, 6-3. The final, the Mariners over the Orioles in Baltimore. Yesterday, Emerson Hancock allowed just 1 run in 5 innings of work. He struck out 3. Andres Munoz worked a scoreless 9th for his 10th save in 15 chances.
Cowser, high, deep, right field. Raley in the sun, and Raley, he makes the catch. Wow. Right in front of the wall. Everybody on their edge of their seat as Raley makes the catch.
And a weak ground ball to third base. It'll be the shortstop Alexander with a bare hand. What a play by Blaze, and picked by Pete at first. In there for Gunnar Henderson, who gets a DH day, and Blaze looks every bit the part.
The right-hander 17 times with that sweeper.
Alonso, it's jammed again, flares it into center. Rodriguez can really throw. Alexander can really run. Play at the plate will be cut off. Throw to third is lead. So the Orioles RBI leader, Pete Alonso, drives in his
second baseman last year. This is in the air, hanging up, gap right center. Cowser makes the catch. Here comes Canzone, throw back to first base. And Ryan Bliss gets the job done in his first game back with the Mariners. It's a sac fly to tie it up. Yeah, I'm happy for him. The Mariners have the bases loaded. Go ahead run at third base, 2 outs. Big at bat here for Josh Naylor, trying to put the Mariners in front. Lifted deep right field. Tavares is looking, and it's gone! A grand slam for Josh Naylor. A 5-1 Mariners lead.
Goalie, it took him a little bit to get to Trey Gibson, knocking him out after 68 pitches. They have to turn to that bullpen, and Josh Naylor sitting on that on-deck circle, seeing that sweeper, get that front row seat, and then all of a sudden he gets a fastball up in the ice. Man, he does such a good job on that pitch on the inner half of the plate. Wow, what a blow.
Didn't have his number, so they couldn't do anything about it if he didn't like it. Nice single right-sided through. Naylor's being waved in. Tavares coming home with the throw. It's up the line. Naylor tiptoes across. That's a big run for the Mariners in the 8th inning. 6-2 Mariners. Third hit tonight.
Big swing, big bat drop, and Basayo just missed it, even though he thought he got it. It's a sac fly. Alexander, though, is out at second. It's a double play. Basayo thought he hit it to the batter's eye. The run does score. We'll see if the Orioles want to challenge as they try to take second on a fly ball to center for the second time in the inning. They will not.
Well, what a great play by Julio Rodriguez.
Now, Dan Wilson, I think Dan Wilson is asking to challenge the call at the plate here, but I would think that 15-second clock had long passed.
Seattle is challenging the time play at home plate. They did hold, and they did accept inside the 15 seconds.
So it's possible that a swing that looked like it might be a game-tying 3-run homer, it could be an inning-ending double play, take off the run.
After review, the call is overturned. No run scored. Seattle retains the challenge.
Well, the Orioles have had so many opportunities in this game, and in rather bizarre fashion, this one falls by the wayside.
Couple of notes. Colt Emerson, the rookie phenom, was a late scratch with some back stiffness, and J.P. Crawford, the longtime starting shortstop, has been placed on the 10-day DL, and with addition to Cal Raleigh, the Mariners are a little banged up right now. Logan Gilbert, by the way, will take the mound today in Game 2 of the 4-game set. First pitch at 3:35. The American League West scoreboard. There's the Mariners knocking off the Orioles in a game that took forever. The Brewers beat the Athletics 15-14. That's good because the Athletics are right on our tails. And it took 10 innings for the Astros to knock off the Angels 5-4. Going into last night's Game 3 at Madison Square Garden, the Knicks had won 14 consecutive playoff games. Not anymore. San Antonio takes Game 3, so the road team has won all 3 so far in the NBA Finals. So San Antonio cuts into New York's lead. The Knicks still lead it 2-1. Game 4 will be tomorrow in the world's most famous arena. If you haven't been watching the Stanley Cup Finals, you've been missing out some good stuff. Very exciting hockey between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights, and now they go back into battle. It is Game 4 tonight. Vegas leads that series 2-1. It'll be in Las Vegas at 5 o'clock on ABC. And the Apple Sox had yesterday off. They don't play on Mondays in the West Coast League. They need to take a little rest. And the first place Apple Sox go back to work tonight. They'll be hosting Springfield in Wenatchee. Wenatchee is leading by half a game over Nanaimo. In the Northern Division of the West Coast League, Springfield is 2-7, dead last in the 8-team Southern Division. First pitch at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium is at 6:35, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. Before we get to the obscure holiday, happy National Heroes Day in Uganda. In Uganda, it's National Heroes Day. I guess they have some. I just didn't have time to do the research. No, today is Donald Duck's birthday, so it's Donald Duck Day. Today, there he is, Donald Fauntleroy Duck. Yes, he does have a middle name, Fauntleroy. He made his screen debut on this date, June 9th, 1934, 92 years ago today. Even though his birthday is supposed to be today because he made a screen debut, the character's birthday is officially March 13th. I don't know why. In 1937, Donald Duck got his first starring role in an animated feature. He was known as Don Darnold back then. During World War II, they did a bunch of shorts, Disney did, depicting life in the U.S. Army. So yeah, Donald Duck was a veteran. He also won an Oscar for a cartoon back in the 1940s. He has his own star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It was dedicated on August 9th, 2004. And of course, the question that has been plaguing the great thinkers and philosophers in this world for the last 90 years or so is simply this: why does Donald Duck wear a top but no bottom, and Mickey Mouse wears pants but no top? These are the things that keep me up at night. Today in history. A couple of days ago, we talked about the Teton Dam flood, when that earthen dam collapsed the day they were filling it out. That killed like 12 or 13 people, and it was an accident more than anything else. Mother Nature really didn't have that much to do with it. This was a killer flood. This is the 54th anniversary of the Great Flood in the Black Hills in western South Dakota. It had rained and rained and rained throughout late May and early June. The ground was completely saturated, and then on June 9th, 1972, they had 15 inches of rain in about 6 hours. A storm cell just settled right over the top of another earthen dam. The earthen dam was already crammed full of debris from all of this stuff that had been floating down the swollen rivers and streams. That dam gave way. 238 people lost their lives. Keep in mind, this is a very sparsely populated area. 770 homes destroyed, 2,000 homes damaged, considered close to unlivable, 5,000 vehicles destroyed. 238 people died in a flood that would last 4 days. It started on this date in 1972. Elvis did much like playing New York City. He would go to New York City in his early years to, do the Milton Berle show and the Ed Sullivan show and things like that. But no concerts. He was never really quite comfortable doing concerts in New York City. That changed when he made history on June 9th, 1972. Elvis Presley making history. He performed 4 sold-out shows at Madison Square Garden over 2 days. It was only supposed to do 3 shows. Ticket demand was so intense, they added a 4th show, a matinee. Among those in attendance, George Harrison, John Lennon, Bob Dylan, David Bowie, Art Garfunkel, Paul Simon. They all went to these historic shows. They were all recorded and would be released a couple of months later as Elvis Live at Madison Square Garden. But Elvis finally plays the Palace, and he went over pretty good on this date in 1972. We talked about Secretariat. We showed you the highlights of the 1973 Kentucky Derby, when Secretariat set the all-time Kentucky Derby record. And then a few weeks after that, Secretariat set the all-time fastest ever Preakness Stakes. We showed you highlights of those two, but as a special treat today, as we celebrate the 53rd anniversary of Secretariat, not only winning the Belmont, but winning the Triple Crown, the first horse to do so since 1948. You get to see the whole race from start to finish, and then some incredible statistics when we come back. Check it out.
We're ready to go for this tremendous Belmont Stakes. Everybody's in line, and they're off. Looks like the early lead goes to My Gallant. Yes, My Gallant going for the lead with Twice the Prince on the outside. Secretariat away very well, has good position on the rail, and in fact is now going up with the leaders. They're moving for the first turn. It is Secretariat. Sham on the outside is also moving along strongly, and now it's Sham. Sham and Secretariat are right together into the first turn. My Gallant has third behind them. Then it's Twice the Prince, and the trailer is Private Smiles as they go by the turn. Those two together, Sham on the outside. Sham getting ahead in front as they move around the turn with Secretariat second. Then there's a large gap. Make it 8 lengths back to My Gallant in third and Twice the Prince fourth. And Private Smiles is still the trailer. They're on the backstretch. It's almost a match race now. Secretariat's on the inside, by ahead. Sham is on the outside. They've opened 10 lengths on My Gallant, who is third by ahead, with Twice the Prince fourth. Then it's another 8 lengths back to Private Smiles, who is trailing the field. They continue down the backstretch, and that Secretariat now taking the lead. He's got it by about 1.5 lengths. Still Sham, 10 lengths back. My Gallant, Twice the Prince. They're moving on the turn now. For the turn, it's Secretariat. He looks like he's opening. The lead is increasing. Make it 3.5. He's moving into the turn. Secretariat holding on to a large lead. Sham is second, and then it's a long way back to My Gallant and Twice the Prince. They're on the turn. Its Secretariat is blazing along. The first 3/4 of a mile in 1:09 4/5. Secretariat is widening now. He is moving like a tremendous machine. Secretariat by 12. Secretariat by 14 lengths on the turn. Sham is dropping back. It looks like they'll catch him today as My Gallant and Twice a Prince are both coming up to him now. But Secretariat is all alone. He's out there almost a 16th of a mile away from the rest of the horses. Secretariat is in a position that seems impossible to catch. He's into the stretch. Secretariat leads his field by 18 lengths. And now Twice a Prince has taken second, and My Gallant has moved down to third. They're in the stretch. Secretariat has opened a 22-length lead. He is going to be the Triple Crown winner. Here comes Secretariat to the wire. An unbelievable, an amazing performance. He hits the finish 25 lengths in front. It's going to be Twice a Prince second, My Gallant third, Private Smiles fourth, and Sham, who had it today, dropped back to fifth. An amazing, unbelievable performance by this miracle horse. And look at Mrs. Tweedy. She's having the time of her life. She and Lucian Lauren, who own this most magnificent animal, who has today run the most sensational Belmont stake in the history of this race.
Ron Turcotte, the jockey, admitted during the Kentucky Derby, which was a fairly close race, and the Preakness, which was a fairly close race, he was a jockey. He was, you know, telling the horse what to do. He said for the Belmont, he just sat on the back of the horse and let Secretariat run, and run he did. The time for the race, not only a record, it's the fastest 1 1/2 miles ever run in any track, anywhere. 2 minutes and 24 seconds, and that record still stands as the fastest Belmont ever, the fastest quarter 1 1/2 miles ever. You know, if you saw the race, only 5 horses started. I mean, what's the point? They all know nobody's going to beat Secretariat. And because there was only 5 horses in the race, there were no show bets allowed. You can only bet to win or place. And about 5,500 winning tickets were never cashed. Probably kept as souvenirs, because if you bet $2 on Secretariat to win the Belmont Stakes, you won 20 cents. What's the point? Let's do some birthdays. I get a kick out of you, Night and Day, You're the Tops in the Still of the Night, Love for Sale, the legendary Cole Porter, one of the few great American songwriters who didn't work with a lyricist. Most of them, one person would write the music and the other would write the lyrics. Cole Porter wrote both, and he wrote them both well. The great American songwriter Cole Porter, born in the state in 1891. The only person inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the National Inventors Hall of Fame. He didn't invent the electric guitar. Les Paul didn't, but he perfected it, if you will. He was also the pioneer in overdubbing, tape delay, multi-tracking, phasing, the solid body electric guitar. A lot of guitarists still think the Gibson Les Paul is about as good as they got. The legendary Les Paul, born in the state in 1915, and pretty good musician too. Mr. Excitement, Jackie Wilson. He's never too far from my turntable. Repeat and To Be Loved, and Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher and Higher. A 5-octave vocal range. Elvis emulated and just thought Jackie Wilson was the best, and his stage shows were legendary. Suffered a fatal heart attack in 1974 on stage, but he didn't die until 1984. But Mr. Excitement, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Jackie Wilson, born in the state in 1934. Michael J. Fox is 65 years old today. He's eligible for Social Security. Now I feel old. Happy 65th to Michael J. Fox, and happy 65th to a great screenwriter, Aaron Sorkin, who wrote the screenplay to A Few Good Men. Of course, he created and wrote many, many episodes of The West Wing, Sports Night. He has a couple of Oscars. He wrote the screenplay for The American President. The stuff that he writes is always good. Aaron Sorkin is also 65 years old today. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. You notice they got a brand new logo earlier in the year. There's nothing wrong with that. The logo is new. They're saying great service and outstanding. They're just good. If you're going to have a platinum sponsor, you might as well have a platinum business, and that would be the case with Alpine Air for heat and air, call Alpine Air. Mike Magnotti's got an opinion that's going to make you go, And then 2 features I think you're going to enjoy. Doug Jones, the executive director of RiverCom 911. We did the interview with Doug last week at what will be their new headquarters, their new campus at an old station. And after we were done, Doug took us on a tour of what goes where. It's pretty fascinating. You'll see that. And then Jeff Austenson's speech to the class of 2026 at Wenatchee High School's commencement. He was the distinguished alumnus, and his speech is on point. So much so, I want you to see it. Both of those items when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Chelan PUD works hard year-round to reduce fire risk and provide dependable service for our customers. But when extreme fire weather is forecasted, we may resort to a public safety power shutoff, turning off power to a specific area in order to prevent fire. In this rare event, we'll keep you informed before, during, and after the shutoff. To stay prepared and check if you're in a PSPS zone, visit chelanpud.org/PSPS.
When life gets stressful, jumping into your passions can help you find your calm. Avoid vapes, which contain nicotine and can make feelings of anxiety and depression worse. When it comes to your mental health, choose what matters. Choose you.
Vape companies market vaping as a de-stressor, but nicotine can make feelings of anxiety and depression worse. 90% of those who quit felt less stressed, anxious, or depressed. When it comes to your mental health, choose what matters. Choose you.
The NCWLIFE channel is proud to bring you live coverage of the 2026 commencement exercises for Westside High School on Tuesday, June 9th. The ceremonies at the Town Toyota Center will begin at 7 p.m. Our live broadcast is made possible by our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. The broadcast is also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Caldwell Banker Cascade, and Together for Youth. Congratulations to the Westside High School class of 2026.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, my family and I have done something that's really weird in every house we've always lived in. We've always found some little cubby hole, attic access, or some place under the stairs, and we've always said, this is where we'll hide our Jews. Now, this is a symbolic gesture, motivated by a remembrance of the Holocaust and the need for us to sometimes step up and protect and stand for the persecuted and the disenfranchised. While this need was something in the past I thought we'd never face in this country, recent events have made me reconsider this. There are things happening in our great nation right now that would have been considered inconceivable only a few years ago. And maybe it's time to, again, symbolically consider, where would we hide our Jews? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
The 22nd Annual Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival is coming to the Chelan County Expo Center, June 19th through the 21st. This year has 4 national touring bands: Appalachian Roadshow, Southern Legacy, the Rick Ferris Band, and Vicky Vaughn. Enjoy the slow jam and the return of Taylor's Camp. All the details can be found at WenatcheeRiverBluegrassFestival.com.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Well, this is our new facility at 2525 Euclid, a future home of RiverCom 911. Wouldn't have been possible without the help of the community, so appreciate the additional 1/10% that we got back in January. And we're looking to move into this facility in the middle part of next year, so 2027. So quite a bit, it'll be quite an upgrade from what we have now. That served us, the third floor of the police department, where we've been for the last 20 years, has served us well, but this is going to be the new home. So this is what we call Building B, and this will be primarily where the dispatch center is, where all the telecommunicators will be doing the bulk of the work that we do at RiverCom. So as you can see, it's a wide open area. We will bring in special desks that the dispatchers need to do their jobs, and we'll have 16 stations throughout this whole kind of L-shaped room. Obviously, the dispatchers like the fact that they have a good view looking out here. They have a deck. It's very important for the dispatchers when they have a break, because they do work 12-hour shifts behind their desks, to get a place to go out and relax. So they'll have that here, which is nice. We'll have, of course, they have their own monitors or stations, but along the top, these high walls here, we'll have some monitors that they can monitor some of the cameras and things like that we have and that we utilize. We'll also have in that corner over there, we'll have the operations manager will be there, in addition to a supervisor's office. So that section over there is actually going to be pushed out a little bit, and we'll have 2 offices over there. The kitchen that you see over here now will be primarily a men's and women's bathroom, so that'll all be remodeled to be a bathroom, and we'll have a kitchen downstairs for the dispatchers to use, in addition to kind of a small area over there where they can get coffee and things like that, a refrigerator as well. So yeah, we haven't gotten to that point of kind of deciding what the interior is going to look like from that standpoint. Currently, we're design phase. We have all the structural stuff done. The interior walls, where those are going to be moved. Interestingly, this staircase is going to be removed. So we're going to be putting in the sky bridge, which we'll see here in a minute. We're going to take that sky bridge out, and that'll all be elevator and a staircase in the middle between the 2 buildings. So we're going to take this staircase out, which gives us additional square footage on this floor. And this pushing out here will be kind of a locker room for the dispatchers. So this is the downstairs of basically Building B, which is directly under the dispatch center floor. So what's nice about having this underneath the dispatch floor is that all the IT equipment and the server room and everything, it's right underneath, so we can send our wires and all of the infrastructure directly to the top floor without having to do a lot of routes throughout the building. So where you're going in there, Dan, that's going to be the IT room. That's where all the racks will be with all of our computer equipment. Again, cool. Yeah. We'll be moving some walls around in here to open up to the kitchen on the other side of this wall, but this will be this wall will be removed as well to open this up. So this will be a break room for our dispatchers, and there'll be a wall here that kind of does go into a little bit of a workout room, where they can come down and get on a treadmill during a break, or a bike, whatever they need to, whatever they would like to spend their break doing. So. A lot of the walls in here are going to be reconfigured to make this whole area a training section. As you know, we have our own training academy for dispatchers, and this will be reconfigured down here to be a big open training room where you see the offices down at the end of the hall. This will be the radio room in here, so they'll have a lot of the radio equipment in there going out to the tower. So this is the sky bridge. This is the sky bridge that's going to be that connects the 2 buildings. And this is the portion of the building that we're going to take out, basically. And this, where we're standing now, will be an elevator and a staircase as well. So in both buildings where there's a staircase, we'll be taking those out, and we'll be consolidating the elevator and the staircase between the 2 buildings here. Out this window here, which won't be here, but you'll out in this area of the property will be the radio tower, and of course the parking area. This is the top floor of Building A, which we're calling our administrative building. Again, we just left the operations section. This will be administrative. This will be where all of our finance, HR, myself, the IT and the radio folks, all the administrative offices will be in this building here, both the upstairs and the downstairs. You can see it's in pretty good shape. One of the things that we've done is we've gone through, as stewards of taxpayer funds, we want to make sure that what we can keep and not have to pay for to replace, we're going to do. For example, the window shades in here are in good shape. We're going to keep those. That's going to save us a lot of money over what was, for the project as a whole. As far as the windowsills, all the things that we can keep, we are going to keep to try and save. For the most part, we're going to be redoing the HVAC system because there are different requirements that we have for all the computers we have for our server rooms and things like that, to make sure that the climate is right for the emergency work that we do. That was one of the issues we had with the police department was it wasn't purpose-built for a communication center. So the day we moved in back in 2004, there wasn't even enough power that we needed to run the computers that we had. Again, this stairwell, like I said in the other building, this stairwell will go away, so it provides more square footage for us on the upstairs because we're putting that consolidated stairwell between both buildings. When we were looking at building new, we were looking around 18,000 square foot building. That's kind of what the architects that initially did the design work for us thought we needed based on our use and everything. This is about 11, so, but it's laid out really well for our needs, so that's what's really nice.
Well, congratulations, class of 2026. First off, thank you very much for selecting me as your distinguished alumni tonight. I am truly honored. Remembering and appreciating what it was like to sit where you're sitting right now, with your brain probably running 1,000 tabs at once, I've been thinking a lot about what I could say tonight that might actually be worth remembering. Something simple but useful as you head off to whatever comes next. Also, I fully understand that being roughly the same age as many of your parents means there's a high probability I'm going to say something cringe. I apologize in advance. But if you just give me 3 minutes, I do have one simple piece of advice to share, call it a life hack, that I honestly believe leads to a happier, more meaningful life. It has for me. As I look back at my life since I graduated way back in 1989, one thing stands out pretty clear. Undeniably, this one thing has made me more successful in my career. It has been the foundation of lifelong friendships. It's helped me find the people who care about the same things that I do and connect me with people I never would have met otherwise. It opens so many doors for me. The one thing is at the heart of my reputation in this community. It's helped me find purpose and meaning in life, and somewhere along the way, it helped me figure out who I actually am. So here's my simple advice to you. Volunteer. That's it. That's the life hack I want to share with you as you make your way through the next chapter of your lives. Volunteer. As I look back, volunteering has shaped my life in so many meaningful ways. It shaped my friendships, my career, my connection to this community, and even my identity. And the great thing is, there's no wrong way to do it. You can volunteer to build trails, coach kids, serve meals, help out at your church, help a neighbor who is struggling, volunteer at a nonprofit. You could even make funnel cakes at Apple Blossom for scholarships at Wenatchee Valley College, as I know many of you have. And if you try something and hate it, that's fine. Try something else. You risk absolutely nothing except a little bit of time. Here's what I've learned. When you give your time without expecting anything in return or financial gain, in my experience, you always get back more than you give. What you give is some time and effort. What you get back is perspective, connection, meaning, hope, love. And honestly, I think we can all use a bit more of these things right now. If you spend any time on social media, it's easy to form the opinion that the world is angry, selfish, divided, and falling apart. Volunteering gives you a completely different view of humanity. When you volunteer, you witness good people doing good things all around you, quietly, without demanding credit or compensation, just because there was a need. And once you experience this, it becomes a lot harder to be cynical about the world. Frankly, today as I stand before you, I couldn't be more optimistic about the future, especially here in the Valley, because I see so many good people doing great things for each other day after day. So class of 26, this summer, I challenge you to volunteer somewhere, anywhere. Mow your neighbor's lawn, help maintain a trail, pick up some garbage, make someone a meal, give a couple hours of your time to something bigger than yourself. You might hate it, but I don't think you will. In fact, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it, and maybe even love it. It could even be the start of something wonderful that forever changes your life and the lives around you. So congratulations, Wenatchee High School class of 2026. I can't wait to see what you become, and more importantly, all the good things you're going to do for our community. Thank you very much.
That is a cool shot from our jump-off ridge camera. It was raining lightly and 52 degrees when the show started. At 7 a.m., it is still raining lightly. We're now up to 54 degrees, but the wind is now starting to pick up just a little bit. The wind is out of the west-northwest at about 10 miles an hour up at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. And as I mentioned already, this day is going to be very schizophrenic. The A side will play until noon, and then we'll flip over the record and play the B side. I'll get to that in a little bit, but there's a pretty spectacular shot there. We have some extra time, so cameras around the valley, and I'm not 100%. I'm sorry, that Malcolm, that is jump off. That is cool. That is just really, really cool. But again, you can see the wind is starting to pick up in the upper elevations. It's starting to get a little windy on Stevens Pass too, for that matter. They've already had winds at 30 miles an hour up there. Let's see what else Mac has. There you go. There's the Wenatchee Heights cameras. Some of the clouds are kind of still hovering about. I'm starting to see some patches of blue sky up there. It definitely feels more like a Gig Harbor Hoquiam kind of day, doesn't it, than the Wenatchee Valley. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Up next is Greens Knob. You can see exactly where the cloud level is there, up Lake Chelan way. And yes, they did get some rain on the fire on the south side of Chelan Butte, so that's good news there. That's going to rain. Rain is good. Rain is a firefighter's friend this time of the year. And up to Nanapoc Ridge, and look at that. That is pretty cool looking, a little eerie, but cool nevertheless. It looks like it's raining pretty good up there. And is that a rainbow I see? It looks like a rainbow. Hard to tell, but it looks like it's raining at a pretty good clip up the Lake Wenatchee area. But the rain is going to eventually diminish. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but it's going to be changed to winds, very strong winds today. To the south of us, Ellensburg, Yakima, and the Tri-Cities area, they actually have a wind advisory because they're going to have more wind for a longer period of time. But it's going to be windy pretty much for everybody. And the timeline looks something like this. This came to us from the National Weather Service. It's the strongest winds today for the Wenatchee Valley will be between about 4 o'clock and about sunset. But right now, as the wind continues to pick up, it will scour out the skies, but it's going to be very, very windy. I wouldn't be surprised at all if some trees went down, because now we have the soil is pretty well saturated, and that usually means some of the older trees with a shallow root system may actually topple over and go boom. I hope not. But anyway, it's definitely going to be windy today. We're going to take a quick break and come back and wrap this program up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
The NCWLIFE channel is proud to bring you live coverage of the 2026 commencement exercises for Westside High School on Tuesday, June 9th. The ceremonies at the Town Toyota Center will begin at 7 p.m. Our live broadcast is made possible by our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. The broadcast is also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Caldwell Banker Cascade, and Together for Youth. Congratulations to the Westside High School class of 2026.
It is the kind of morning where a quick little soak in the hot tub wouldn't do anybody a world of hurt, which is my friendly reminder to remind you that you can upgrade relaxation with a Bullfrog Spa from Pool to Spa Services with the exclusive Jetpack Therapy System for personalized comfort in every seat. Who doesn't want that? Because nobody's seat is exactly the same as anybody else's. Visit Pool to Spa Services and check out a Bullfrog Spa. And I think they'll let you just show up with a bathing suit and a towel, and you can probably just take a tub right there. The Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival returns. It's always the third weekend in June for the most part. It'll be back the 19th, 20th, and 21st. Appalachian Roadshow and Southern Legacy will be headlining. These are incredible, nationally renowned bluegrass bands. And that reminds me, my good buddy Chuck Egner will be a guest on this program tomorrow to tease you about that. One more quick little tease. Westside High School commencement exercises tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll bring it to you commercial free, because you can't really play commercials in the middle of a commencement exercise. It's just in poor taste. Now, here we go. From the National Weather Service, we're going to get it all today. Rain and cloudy and cool conditions this morning, rapidly giving way to sunshine this afternoon. The rain will be done for the most part anyway by about 11. By about 1, you'll start seeing quite a bit of sunshine. By 4 or 5, lots of sunshine and lots of wind. The wind will gradually pick up in intensity. By noon or so, it'll be about 20 miles an hour out of the west, and then it'll be bumping up to 25 miles an hour this afternoon, and gusts near 40 are distinct possibility not only today, late this afternoon, but also tonight. Again, the strongest sustained winds in the valley will be between 4 and sunset tonight. And guess what? Tomorrow's going to be windy too. Provided this show isn't canceled, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.